So, good day everyone. Let's start the icebreaker of Group 6 before we proceed with our topic. So, let's play Guess the Word. So, this is the game mechanics. One is guess the word that links the four pictures together in 1 minute. Second, each correct answer carries 1 point. Third, after guessing the word, you have to use it in a sentence. Four, the game master's decision are final. And five is, of course, have fun. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
So, easy level muna tayo para lang magets nyo yung laro. So, 1 point sa makakahula ng word. Pero yung pwede din, kung sino yung makahula, siya rin yung mag-use ng sentence. Pero may, 1 minute din before mag-construct ng sentence. If hindi, makukuha ng chance, ng iba yung chance na makapag-construct ng sentence. But, raise hand na lang kayo. Ito yung una. Yes, Dre.
The answer is hot.
Okay, use it in a sentence.
Hindi ko marinig.
Use it in a sentence.
Sentence. Wait lang. The pot is hot.
Okay, so 4 points. So, ayan. The answer was hot. Next picture. Yes, Teresa.
Baby.
Okay, tama. Use it in a sentence. 5.
The baby looks cute.
Okay, 4 points. And tama, baby. Last 4 easy. Yes, Mary.
Got it.
Tama. Use it in a sentence.
I saw my neighbor gossiping about me.
Sige. Accepted. 4 points. Yan. Gossip yung sagot. So, that's it for the easy level. Now, let's move on to the average level. Dito, 2 points na yung word and 2 points din kapag nakapag-construct ng sentence. So, ayan, guess the word. Yes, Miss Irish.
The answer is phone.
Right. So, use it in a sentence.
My new phone is an iPhone.
Okay, tama. Thank you. So, the word was phone. Next is guess the word. Ayan, may clue siya sa baba since mahaba yung word. Hindi naman maaga. Baka lang mahirapan kayo. Yes, Miss Teresa.
Worker.
Tama. Use it in a sentence.
The new worker is nice.
Okay, that's 4 points. So, the word was worker. Last 4, average. And mahaba yung word. And ayan na yung clue. Yes, Miss Vanessa.
Relationship.
Use it in a sentence.
I am in a relationship.
Thank you. So that's 4 points. So the word was relationship. nasa difficult level na. So, 3 points na siya for the word and 3 points na rin for sa pagko-construct ng sentence. So, this is the first word. Yes, Miss Teresa.
Workplace.
Use it in a sentence.
My new workplace has a nice view.
Okay, that's like 6. 6 points. So the word was workplace. Next. Anyone? Yes, Miss Teresa.
Community.
Nope, mali. Anyone else? I'll give a clue. It starts with letter D. Yes, Mr. Gallego.
Different.
Nope, mali. Sige, try lang.
What's the clue again?
It starts with letter D and ends with letter Y. Yes, Mr. Gallego.
Diversity.
Use it in a sentence.
The zoo contains a large diversity of animals.
Okay, tama. So that's 6 points. So the word was diversity. And last, so this is the last word already. Some letters are already given. Yes, Mr. Gallego.
Feedback.
Use it in a sentence.
I gave a satisfaction feedback for a restaurant.
Okay, that's correct. So that's feedback was the word. So that's all for the icebreaker of group 6 with here are the scores. Guanzon got 2 points. Miss Gorostiza got 12 points. Miss Zagatiga got 2 points. Miss Estrella got 4 points. Miss Susay got 4 points. And Mr. Gallego got 12 points. So thank you so much for participating. And now let's move on to our topic.
Good day, everyone. We're Group 6 and we are here to discuss the workplace communication and its forms. So, what is workplace communication's definition? One of the most crucial elements in a business success is communication. Workplace communication refers to the exchange of information among specific individuals or teams of employees in a professional setting, as well as the means by which the communication is facilitated. Common business communication can happen physically during face-to-face meetings or online through emails, texts, voicemails, or notes, or all four. A company's ability to continue being productive and efficient depends heavily on the sharing of information among its personnel.
So let's proceed with the 4 types of workplace communication. First off, we have verbal or in-person communication. Verbal communication is what one may call a primitive way of communication, since traditionally, communication generally takes place in situations set in real life and in real time, which makes verbal communication generally the most natural to us. In communication types like this one, you can notice that each party pays more attention to the conversation and to each other. So even in this day and age with modern technology, verbal communication continues to be effective in all manners of life, including in workplace-related contexts. Next, we have body and facial expressions. We know that communication is a means of expressing a thought or emotion. Going from that, communication isn't just limited to using words. It says here that your body language and facial expressions play a vital role in how effective or ineffective you are at communicating with staff members. So, this means that body language can make or break your character and presence in the workplace. For example, if you show harsher or negative expressions, then your employees or coworkers may be less comfortable with you. If you show the opposite, coworkers may instead feel relaxed and are more likely to cooperate and be honest with you. Another type of workplace communication is phone conversation. This one is much like having verbal communication without the aspect of body language and facial expressions. Meaning to say, you would be unaware of what face or gesture the other person is making on the other line of the phone. Depending on a person's preference, this could only be either good or bad. Still, this is effective. You could still show good workplace behavior by being clear and concise, as well as being polite with your words. A tip is to smile as you speak, because it helps to sound approachable and it can put the other person more at ease, and therefore they may be able to be more willing to listen. Last is written communication. These come in forms, commonly like emails, memos, and notes. It's said here that this type can be more likely to lead to misunderstandings, since written forms are lacking in what traits previous workplace communication types had, which added more life and impact to the words being spoken. But here it's just words. So it's important to be very careful in what you write or send, and to double check if your message was accurate to what you intend to say.
Good morning everyone, my name is Trisha Camille D. Habilio and I'm going to tackle about the 8 ways how we can develop our communication skills at work. First, think it through. There are many communication frameworks, but if you want to improve your communication skills, start by getting the habit of thinking through these 5 questions for any communication you create. 1. Why are you communicating? 2. Who is the receiver, audience, or participants? 3. What is your goal or objective? 4th, what do you want the recipient to do as a result of the communication? 5. What format will be accomplished by your goal? If you struggle to answer these 5 questions, you should spend some additional time thinking about how and why are you communicating. Then test your understanding with your coworker or your manager. Second, give it time. Plan what you want to say and review your communication to make sure it's actually doing its job. For written communication, especially this means revise. Remember, great communication might seem effortless, but it really is. Third, make it easy. Workplace communication almost always has a larger goal. People are busy. Don't make them work too hard to understand what are you saying and what you need them to do. State your objective and the main point from the beginning of the presentation or written communication so that your audience know where are you going. Then fill in the details. Fourth, simplify. While you don't want to consent or dumb it down, in everyday work communication, be mindful of not making the other party work too hard to understand. Find a clear, simple phrasing or escapulate your point. Repeat it at the beginning, middle, and end. And consider using the simple visual or metaphor to make your point clear and memorable.
In continuations for the 8 tips for developing your communication skills. For number 5, experiments and diversify. Here, you have to experiment different kinds of tactics or techniques in making communications in different kinds of situations, whether it is formal or informal kinds of situation. And it is important because this part is like your planning time to be prepared in whatever kinds of situation. For number 6, practice and reflect. Here, of course, after experimenting and diversify, then now you have to take into practice and reflect. This is very important in developing skills in communications because the plan will not happen if it's not done. So means every plans you have to develop in your experiment should be put into practice in your work and reflect. Well, reflection is important in every practice because for you to know which is much effective in communication. For number 7, consider the full package. Here, you have to consider the full package. It means it is your self-evaluations and after gaining insight in interacting with other people. You'll check yourself if you do make an eye contact or facial expression is relaxed and confident or tense, and how is your body language? Is what you did is right, or if there is wrong, you can make it right next time. For number 8, seek feedback. Here, seek and feedback is most important in making of the skill you want to develop. Because maybe sometimes things are right in your eyes, but for other people or your audience, it is not enough. Remember, in effective communications, you always have to consider your audience, whether they are ordinary people or your workmates or your boss. You have to consider your audience. And also, you can ask questions to your boss of what things you should do to make your communication skill better and things you should not do.
Importance of workplace communication. So, why is workplace communication essential in business, and how does communication impact the workplace? Any business can grow because effective communication keeps all staff members informed. Internal processes may run more efficiently with fewer errors when people are equally educated about how systems operate and what modifications have been made. A subcategory of general communication is that workplace communication prioritizes reaching a more focused audience. Workplace communication is crucial in business since it fosters growth for both the company and its employees. Equal employee knowledge results in a more productive work environment. To create and maintain a professional and productive environment inside an organization, workplace communication offers various benefits. Due to the variety of advantages it offers, workplace communication is often seen as a beneficial practice overall. Yet, there are few drawbacks that may occur.
Next, we have the roles of emotional well-being in workplace communication. So, first, we have to acknowledge mistakes. Mistakes happen not through intentional acts, but rather through error. There is a difference between someone who simply slipped up and done something by accident compared to someone who purposefully planned and caused trouble without truly considering how it affects the workplace negatively. We have to be smart enough to know the difference by learning each side of the story first, identifying the mistake, and making solutions to counter the mistake. What it means to be emotionally well is that we, quote, don't take it personally, quote. Business is business, so whether something has hurt us or has inconvenienced us, we should be quick to blame anyone. Everyone else is just trying to work much like you are, so it's only necessary that every worker should comply to the rules and instructions set down for as much as possible in order to achieve the most desirable results. You should also trust your employees and co-workers. There's no point in working with people you can't trust. If there's no trust, then there won't be any work that can be accomplished, because distrust can lead you to refuse or to help or to cooperate. So, as co-workers under the same company, trust plays an important part in maintaining good communication, relationship, and environment in the workplace. And most of all, remember that empathy is everything. Empathy is key in the bonds we form anywhere. It's like the basis we have in all people we come in contact with, so we can create the healthiest environment possible. Without empathy, we won't be able to understand one another. Everything we do and say should be done with empathy in mind. Mutual empathy among the workplace can overall increase morale, and therefore, there will be more productivity done. So, because empathy should be the product of our emotions, we must display this often in order to bring out the excellence in yourself and in others, your coworkers.
So now let's focus on what are the advantages of communication at work. First, workplace communication improves workers' productivity, especially when conferring with peers and superiors can lead to an increased job performance, especially when workers are recognized to their contribution and can develop their idea with the help of others. Second, workplace communication can increase job satisfaction and reduce conflict. They may feel more empowered. Upward and downward communication play an important role in increasing a workers' job satisfaction because both approaches encourage the flow of idea between employees and management. Communication allows employees to receive feedback and direct results from management. The third one is workplace communication can possibly impact the absentees and turnover rates. When workers feel secure because they are receiving truthful and updated information from the superior, they will be more likely to share the ideas, thoughts, and concerns with their company. Likewise, they are more confident in their company and have less desire to leave. After a layoff, a company with excellent communication may be able to retain the surviving employees. The fourth one, workplace communication can build relationships within an organization. Exchanging information with peers and managers is like interaction in the workplace. It helps build expectation and understanding towards organizational processes, as well as appreciation for the work done by others to make the company run smoothly. Lastly, workplace communication encourages innovation. When employees are allowed to openly and freely share their ideas and express their opinion, thoughts may be expanded upon the leads to positive changes with an organization. Employees who communicate effectively can contribute meaningful and creative ideas to help an organization grow.
So, ang continuations in advantage and disadvantage of effective communications. For disadvantage, first, the negative acknowledgement. Here, negative acknowledgement, there are sometimes circumstances, audience, and timing affect the given informations that cause of negative acknowledgement. For example, in the team member, and their boss says that they have to reduce members from some group because there are too many, and they are already discussing that in the meeting. So, in that situations, of course, the member will have a negative acknowledgement with that, but without knowing that it means that the boss wants to divide the members to create another team or a group only. For number 2, it leaves you vulnerable. Here, it leaves you vulnerable means since we know how to read emotions and understand a person, it affects some people in business or selling. For example, the seller's sales looks unhappy or seems not believe in their own product. And some customers know if you like your product or not. So, because of your emotions, body language, and facial expressions can affect your sales target. For number 3, the last, not being heard. Here, not being heard, it is a big problem that even your messages is good or better, but if your audience are not interested to listen, it could be only a waste of time. And that is why before you giving a message, you have to examine your audience first. Because maybe they are not listening because they are not interested in your topic or it's far away from their interest. So you have to consider that.
And that concludes our report. Once again, we're Group 6 and I hope you learned a lot from our report.